Okay, tonight we are working on 8-6, which is diameter and radius. Real quickly, the radius is the distance from the center of a circle to the edge of a circle. Okay, that's the radius. So from the center of the circle out to the edge of a circle. All right, the diameter is the distance from the edge of a circle to another edge of the circle, but it has to go through the center. Okay, that's very important. It has to go through that center. So let me give you an example here using my favorite treat here, which is Sour Punch straws. So here's my circle. I know it's not perfect, but I did my best on it. Here's the center of my circle. The distance from the center of my circle to the edge of my circle is 1 Sour Punch straw. Okay, so that would be called my radius. Now let's say if I measured this Sour Punch straw, that Sour Punch straw would be 5 centimeters, let's say. So the radius of my circle is 5 centimeters. Okay, it's 1 Sour Punch straw, which is 5 centimeters. Okay, now that radius, if I were to go and move this Sour Punch straw to any point on my circle, it would be the same 5 centimeters no matter where I put it, if it was a perfect circle. And this one is pretty close. So that's my radius. It's 5 centimeters. Okay. Now if you remember back to our terminology, that would be called a ray from one point to another, or a line segment. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put another. I'll leave that Sour Punch straw there. I'm going to take a different Sour Punch straw that's the same length. If I put them next to each other, they're the same length. So I'm going to take this other 5 centimeter Sour Punch straw and put it on this side so I have a straight line. That is what the diameter is. Remember, the diameter is from one edge to another edge, but it has to go through the center. This one did go through the center. So if this Sour Punch straw, the first one, is 5 centimeters, then the second one's got to be 5 centimeters. Okay. Now my diameter, remember, from edge to edge is the diameter. So the diameter would be the length of both of these Sour Punch straws put together. And we know if one is 5 and the other one is 5, well, that would be 5 times 2, wouldn't it? So our formula here to find out the diameter means that the diameter equals the radius times 2. Or we could say the diameter equals the radius plus another radius. Okay, so if this radius is 5 and we want to find out the diameter, 5 plus 5 is 10. Or 5 times 2 is 10. So the diameter is 10. Okay, now if I did this differently and I said that Sour Punch straw was 2 centimeters, well, then this one must also be 2 centimeters because they're the same length, right? So if I wanted to figure that out, I would say the diameter equals the radius, which is 2, times 2. That would make my diameter how long? 2 times 2 is 4, correct? Good. Let me try it a different way. If I said that Sour Punch straw was 100 centimeters, well, then this one must also be 100 centimeters because we measured them out. They're the same length. So if we use our formula, the diameter equals the radius, which is how long? That's right, 100 centimeters times 2. So how long would the diameter be? 100 plus 100, or 100 times 2, would be 200. Okay, you can use that with any length. So let's say that that Sour Punch straw was 100 miles long. Or let's say 1,000,000 miles long. Ooh, that would be one yummy Sour Punch straw. But if it's 1,000,000 miles long, and we want to figure out the diameter of that circle, well, it would be 1,000,000 times 2. So then the diameter would be 2,000,000. So just use this formula right here. The diameter equals the radius times 2. Now, on your homework tonight, you're going to also have to figure it out the other way. They're going to give you the diameter. So let's say that on the same circle, let me flip this over so we've got a clean circle here. Let's say that on this circle, that diameter is 10 centimeters. So if we measured both of those Sour Punch straws out, we would know that it's 10 centimeters. Well, we just have to do it the opposite. To figure out what the radius is, well, we take the diameter, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. The radius equals the diameter divided by 2. So we know that the diameter is 10, so to figure out our radius, we say 10 divided by 2. And we're such smart 4th and 5th graders that we know that this is going to be 10 divided by 2 is 5. And we can double check ourselves by saying, well, we know 5 plus 5 is 10. So there we go. Again, if that doesn't make sense, just rewind this video and watch it a couple times and see if it starts to sink in. But there you go. Good luck.